Sigmund Freud remains one of the most controversial yet influential figures in psychology, especially when it comes to his theories about women and the unconscious mind. His ideas often sparked heated debates, not just within scientific circles but also in wider society, because they attempted to uncover what many considered hidden truths about female psychology. While some of Freud's claims have been criticized or even rejected today, his explorations into desire, repression, and the subconscious continue to shape how we think about relationships and gender dynamics. Freud believed that much of human behavior, particularly among women, was guided by unconscious drives that they themselves often couldn't fully recognize or control. These hidden forces, according to him, influenced attraction, decision-making, and emotional responses in profound ways. In Freud's view, women were especially subject to the conflict between social expectations and inner desires, which often created deep psychological tension. This tension, though invisible on the surface, shaped how they related to men and the world around them. When exploring Freud's hidden truths, it becomes clear that his perspective was not just about biology or behavior, but about the powerful undercurrents of the human mind. He revealed how unspoken needs and suppressed feelings could manifest in subtle ways, often without conscious awareness. Whether one agrees or disagrees with his interpretations, Freud's work forces us to confront the complexity of human nature, particularly in the way women navigate emotions, attraction, and power within relationships. Emotional projection. One of Freud's most intriguing ideas is the mechanism of projection, the tendency to attribute one's own hidden feelings or conflicts onto others. For women, this can manifest when unconscious emotions, such as jealousy, fear, or desire, are too uncomfortable to acknowledge directly. Instead of admitting these emotions, the mind projects them outward, seeing them in someone else. For example, a woman who struggles with insecurity may accuse her partner of being unfaithful, when in reality it is her own repressed doubts about self-worth that fuel such suspicions. Projection allows the unconscious to disguise its influence while still finding expression in everyday life. What seems like a complaint about another person may in fact reveal deeper truths about the individual making the judgment. Freud emphasized that projection isn't deliberate. It arises from the unconscious as a way of protecting the ego from painful realities. In women, especially in societies where emotional vulnerability was discouraged, projection often became a hidden outlet for inner struggles that could not be spoken aloud. What makes this concept so relevant is its continuing presence in modern relationships. Women, like men, may project unresolved emotions onto their partners, friends, or even strangers, creating tension that seems external but is rooted internally. By recognizing projection, Freud believed people could uncover hidden desires and conflicts, gaining a clearer picture of their own psyche. In this sense, projection serves as a window into the unconscious, revealing truths about emotions that cannot be directly admitted. The unconscious mind, women's hidden drives. Freud's theory of the unconscious suggests that much of human behavior, including that of women, is shaped by hidden mental processes that lie beneath awareness. He believed that women, like men, are deeply influenced by unconscious desires, fears, and conflicts that manifest indirectly through dreams, slips of the tongue, or seemingly irrational actions. These unconscious drives, though invisible, play a powerful role in shaping relationships, emotional needs, and personal choices. In Freud's view, many of these hidden drives are linked to early childhood experiences which form the foundation of adult psychological patterns. For women, he argued, unconscious motivations could influence how they perceive love, security, and identity. Even when a woman believes she is acting rationally, Freud maintained that her unconscious might be guiding her in ways she cannot fully control or even recognize. This idea was controversial because it suggested that the female psyche could not be fully understood at a surface level. Instead, Freud invited us to look deeper into dreams, symbols, and unconscious associations to uncover what truly drives women's inner world. While some critics argue this perspective was limited by Freud's cultural context, the core insight that unseen forces shape female psychology remains a cornerstone of psychoanalytic thought. Repression and desire. Freud introduced the concept of repression to explain how people, including women, manage desires or impulses that conflict with social norms or personal values. According to him, unacceptable thoughts or emotions are often pushed into the unconscious, where they remain hidden but continue to influence behavior. For women, this could mean suppressing feelings of desire, anger, or ambition, emotions that society, especially in Freud's time, discouraged them from expressing openly. The tension between repressed desires and conscious behavior creates inner conflict. For instance, a woman might consciously deny wanting independence or passion, yet unconsciously seek it through subtle choices, relationships, or even dreams. Freud saw repression as both protective and destructive. It shields the conscious mind from discomfort, but it also creates psychological pressure that may emerge in disguised forms, such as anxiety, mood swings, or irrational fears. What makes Freud's theory so striking is that repression is not a deliberate choice. It happens automatically and silently. A woman may genuinely believe she is at peace with her role or situation, while deep within, unresolved desires and instincts continue to shape her reality. This invisible struggle between what is felt and what is hidden reveals just how powerful and uncontrollable unconscious forces can be in shaping the female psyche. The influence of childhood. Freud firmly believed that the roots of a woman's psyche could be traced back to her earliest childhood experiences. He argued that the unconscious mind is deeply shaped during these formative years, where relationships with parents, especially the father, leave lasting imprints on a woman's emotional and psychological development. These early bonds often form the foundation of how she views love, authority, and intimacy later in life. A key part of this theory is what Freud called the Electra complex, the female counterpart to the Oedipus complex. According to him, young girls unconsciously compete for their father's affection and, through this rivalry, develop patterns of attachment and identity that influence their adult relationships. While this concept is controversial today, Freud's underlying idea that unresolved childhood desires and conflicts resurface in adult life remains central to psychoanalysis. The lingering effect of childhood is not always obvious. It manifests in subtle ways. A woman who felt neglected in her early years might seek excessive validation from partners, while another who experienced overprotection might struggle with independence. Freud suggested that by uncovering these childhood influences, individuals could gain a clearer understanding of why they are drawn to certain behaviors or relationships. For women especially, early experiences play a powerful role in shaping both their unconscious desires and the challenges they face in adulthood. The unconscious desires. Freud emphasized that much of what drives human behavior lies hidden beneath the surface, in the unconscious. For women, he argued, desires often manifest in ways that are not consciously recognized or controlled. These unconscious impulses can reveal themselves through dreams, slips of the tongue, or subtle behavioral patterns. For Freud, the mind was like an iceberg. What is visible above the surface is small compared to the vast reservoir of hidden thoughts and urges below. In the context of women's psychology, Freud suggested that many unconscious desires are linked to themes of love, security, and recognition. A woman might outwardly express independence, yet unconsciously yearn for emotional validation or protection. Similarly, desires repressed during childhood, whether for approval, affection, or attention, often resurface later in disguised forms. The challenge is that because these desires operate unconsciously, they can strongly influence decisions without the individual ever realizing why. What Freud highlighted is that uncovering these hidden motivations can bring greater clarity and self-awareness. By confronting the unconscious, women can begin to understand the roots of their behaviors, choices, and attachments. While modern psychology often critiques Freud's theories, the core idea that unconscious desires guide much of human life continues to shape how we interpret inner conflicts and emotional struggles. Freud's exploration of the unconscious continues to shed light on the hidden layers of human behavior. While some of his theories may feel outdated in today's world, the central idea that much of what drives us lies outside conscious awareness remains powerful. For women in particular, Freud's insights reveal how deeply early experiences, hidden desires, and repressed emotions can shape relationships, choices, and identity. By understanding the unconscious, we begin to see that what seems irrational or mysterious often has roots in hidden psychological forces. This awareness not only helps explain certain behaviors, but also empowers individuals to confront their inner conflicts with clarity. Acknowledging these truths does not mean women are powerless before them. Rather, it opens the door to self-knowledge and growth. In the end, Freud's hidden truths remind us that human psychology is layered and complex. Women, like men, are influenced by both visible intentions and invisible desires. Recognizing this duality allows us to approach relationships, communication, and self-reflection with greater wisdom. It challenges us to look deeper, beyond appearances, and to engage with the unconscious as a source of understanding rather than fear.